Hey everybody, Mike Hayes here from the Factory Connection R&D department. Today we're going to talk to you about the new WP reservoir kit that we've developed and the advantages that it's going to bring to you and how you're going to have a better ride. So one of the things that we worked on, of course, is lowering the temperature in the shock. With the floating piston that's there stock, it does a great job, but there is an O-ring and a piston ring, and as that disc inside there moves back and forth, it is a source of heat and friction. So using a bladder, it eliminates that source of heat altogether. You're compressing a rubber balloon instead of having this disc rub up and down inside the tube. So by limiting that source of heat, it helps keep the oil cooler in the shock. Cooler oil in the shock provides a more stable ride to you and a longer longevity for the oil. Another one of the items that we focused on was the nitrogen volume. The OEM kit is actually quite good and the volume is there, so what we worked on was maintaining that volume or slightly increasing it in our kit. Some of the other kits out there are actually reduced volume, and that creates a problem in the sense that it increases the pressure rise with the rod insertion into the shock. What that means to you at the end of the day is harsher feel. As the rod goes in with the pressure rise, there's an additional force that's created, and that's something that you don't want. We want to be able to create whether the shock is firm or soft on our own through the hydraulic pieces, and we don't want to have an inherent problem just through rod insertion generating additional forces. When we were out in the field testing, we came across some pretty good comments with the rider feedback as we went through the different versions of the kit that we built. And notably with this final kit, there was clearly feedback from the riders saying that it felt more stable across different terrains. We were testing in one environment where we had a sand section and a hard pack section within one lap. And going from stock to our kit, they did feel like it was more stable. We attribute this to probably the lack of friction by removing the floating piston in the kit. So going from hard pack to normal dirt to sand, you're going to see less of a change over the cross of the different terrains. Yet another item that we worked on with our bladder kit was making sure that it was compatible with some other accessories out there in the market. Some of you like that X-Trig adjuster where you can set your preload by using a T-handle and winding in that screw. So we made sure that our bladder kit dimensions were appropriate, that you could still use that and take advantage of those pieces if that's something that you use on your bike. There is one subject that we bring about. You may have seen some chatter on the internet or what have you concerning foaming with a bladder kit. I want to make that clear that that's not the case. Bladder kits do not create a foaming problem with oils. If that was such a legitimate problem, then all the Japanese shocks in the world wouldn't be using bladder kits either. So rest assured, there isn't a foaming problem with a bladder kit and a WP shock. There's nothing specific to a WP shock that by going from a floating piston to a bladder kit that we've generated a foaming problem with the oil. So feel good about the kit, all the advantages that it brings to you, and you should try one today.